challenge here on Calmlands. I've been very, very busy. Very busy. As you can probably tell by the bank balance, I have blown a lot of money. But it's all good. So, I haven't started off in the house for a while. Haven't been in here, so... but there is a reason. So we're just going to go into the garage and I'm going to show you the first of our purchases. It is a completely unnecessary purchase, but it is beautiful. Look at it. We've got a Ford Bronco. So this is bang on 200 horsepower. So not breaking the 200 horsepower limit rule. But it is absolutely useless. There's it literally there's nothing I can do with it to help. There's no tow hitch. You can't strap anything down in the back. I just wanted to treat myself, so I did. It's not completely useless. It's got a winch on the front, but I'm not sure what we're going to do with that. But yeah, it's just awesome. So yeah, I mean it's just for show, really. I mean it's 40 grand, I think, but yeah, it's more for show than anything. The Ford pickup we can use, so yeah, it sounds good, doesn't it? So let me show you some other bits and pieces. Yeah, I mean, we can't do anything with it, but we could drive around. That's about it. So the first thing, or second thing maybe, we have brought the JCB. This is the JCB 714 articulated dump truck with tow hitch. Left it at the standard 9,000 litre capacity, but we'll be mainly using this for the hitch because it will just power up anything, anywhere, and it's only 170 horsepower. So so that was 86 grand. Then I'll just pop round here and I'll show you the sugar beet harvester, which is this beauty here. So this is the Fortschritt KS 6B, and we have the sugar beet header. So the harvester is 20 grand. It's got 10,000 litre capacity, and it's only 150 horsepower. And then it has a variety of headers. So it has a separate header for sugar beet, potatoes, and the 3 premium DLC crops: carrot, beetroot, and parsnip. Each header is 3.1 metre. So for a sugar beet header, that is pretty wide, unless you go into the realms of a completely unrealistic fast farming sort of harvesters, but that will be pretty useful for us. As I say, it's 10,000 litre capacity, so it is going to take a long time, but it's not unrealistic. So sticking with the rules, and it's well within the horsepower. requirements, which, to be honest, I think it's probably the lowest horsepower self-propelled sugar beet harvester I have found so far. Canola's doing well. That's got another couple of months until it's ready for harvest. So you'll see these two little huts, one each side of either sheep barn. So these are automatic animal, what are they called? Let's go into their menu. Of course, oh no, there we go. Wool shipping. So it basically ships the wool straight to the productions that take it. So rather than moving 14, 15 pallets of wool every day, when they spawn, they go straight into this, which acts as a production, and then you can set it to distributing. The only problem is you have to, they have an interactive zone marker coming out here, and it has to overlap with the existing zone marker. So this is really the only place I could place them. Otherwise they'd be facing this way with the zone marker facing out, so they'd be in the middle of the road. But you'll see in here we've got 559 litres, so I think it's a 5,000 litre capacity, but on the hour they distribute over to wherever needs them, like a normal production would if you set it to distributing. So that's them. They were £5 each, but it's going to save me a lot of time, so it's well worth it. And you can do there's one for eggs, I think there's one for milk, and there's also, is there one for bees? Not sure, but it's basically for the animal products, and it works like the flour, the extra flour storage that we put over by the windmill. It's same sort of principle, really. So I've put a road in down here into, I'm going to call this Rusty's Village, Rusty's Donut and Coffee Shop Village, maybe something like that. So you will notice I've put down 2 more donut factories. That's because, if you remember, the production was quite slow on those. It takes 4 flour, 3 sugar, 2 eggs for each cycle, and it's a 360 cycles a month. But the capacities are very small for the eggs, sugar and flour. So I've already got 46,000 litres of flour. the eggs are continually produced, but the sugar, there's going to be loads of it. So I am going to have to store some in the silo, the multi-fruit silo up by the BGA. But yeah, if we've got 3, it's going to be triple the production. So now these coffee bean greenhouses are extremely quick. We've already got 3,120 litres in each one. So I did fill all 3 up with water and liquid fertiliser. They're not distributing though. I've got all 3 set to distribute, but they're not distributing to the coffee roaster. So I'm not sure why that is. I have put 5,000 litres of diesel in there just to get started. But yeah, there's already 3 pallets at each greenhouse. So And the thing is, coffee bean raw is worth a lot of money. We go down to there. So I said this in the last episode. Coffee bean roasted, 3,311, which is actually probably the best price at the moment. Coffee bean raw, 6,000, which is almost the best price. So it just kind of doesn't make sense to put it in to be roasted. But we are going to do that just to simulate the coffee production and coffee shop donut shop that we wanted to do. So I'm thinking I might just delete 2 of the greenhouses once we've emptied them. Because when I place down these wall shipping productions, I wanted to make sure they were working, so I skipped to the next morning. So it's 6:30 in the morning in April, and we had 46,000 litres of raw coffee beans per greenhouse, which equated to £884,000. So if I left it, I'd be making £1 million per month. And there's just no fun in that. That's too much, I think. I mean, some people will be like, yeah, that's brilliant. But I enjoy working up to things. And so, yeah, I just think that's a bit over the top. So I think I'm probably going to delete 2 of the greenhouses, keep 1, put as much as I can into the coffee roaster, and then we'll just sell the rest. So we won't be making as much money, which some people will think, well, that's a bit stupid, but some people will kind of get where I'm coming from. I just don't want it to be too easy, that's all. I'm really enjoying this playthrough and this challenge, and I am going to continue it on for quite a while. So but yeah, so I've put a few roads in, I've smoothed little bits out. So we've got a road that goes all the way around, and we'll little shoot offs to the spawn points for the 3 donut factories. The grapes we will get on to shortly. And put a little road going around the coffee shop. So the coffee shop actually has a drive-through. So I've got a little road coming around here. This is where we deliver our goods or sell our goods. And then we've got a little drive-through here. Pull up here. Get your coffee and donuts in inverted commas, and off you go. So I haven't finished with this area. I'm going to sort of decorate it a bit more, trees, etc., bushes maybe, just make it look a bit better. But I've spent a lot of time on what I'm going to show you in a second, so yeah, and I mean a lot of time. So I think that was it over here. So the biggest change is now going to be, let me just pull up here first actually. So let me show you in the map. A lot of my money has gone on plot 41, 40 and 39. So I've bought all 3 of those. So yeah, that was a fair chunk of the money. So there's no more new equipment or anything. But this is plot 21 or 41. Plot 41, yeah. So I mowed everything, and as you can see, I've done a lot of landscaping. So similar to what we did with the house, I just flattened it, leveled it all back up to the tree line, which gave me a massive sort of rock face. But I then used the raise and lower tool and then leveled the ground up. So you can see a building on the top there. That is our cow barn. Now to get up to that, I sloped. So all this landscaping stuff is all new to me. So I'm trying to sort of push myself to do more of it and get better at it. And I'm really pleased with this. I think I've done a half decent job. I'm not happy with that wood storage bit. That's it's a bit ugly. It's a bit odd. So that may change in the future. But yeah, this one I'm pretty pleased with. So got a fence going all the way along, nice sloped driveway. Got some ranch style gates. Yes, they do have horses on, and we're going up to a cow barn, but that's what I found. So if we go up into here, this bit isn't the most level, but the problem I had was because I sloped it rather than leveling or softening. If you go to level or soften, it just completely messes the slope up. So it's not that bad. I mean, I could go over these sort of bits and smooth them out a bit more, possibly. But yeah, so got a nice big cow barn here. So this will hold 500 cows. Will produce slurry and manure if we give them straw bedding. And there's a nice big drive-through sort of cow barn. This is where we tip our food and straw. Come out the other side. So they roam around in here. They can walk through that middle bit there into this little pasture. So got a nice little grazing area. But yeah, like I say, I'm pretty pleased with this. It's nothing special, but it's a big achievement for me again. So, which is part of the reason why I'm really liking this challenge, because I'm challenging myself with different things as well. So I'm thinking I'll probably put some sort of shed up here, and then we can keep a TMR. Well, actually, I don't need a TMR mixer because I'm making TMR in the farm production building. So I'll show you that for now. So I've set grass to hay. So we're making hay and silage from all the grass. We got just over 400,000 litres from that one plot that we mowed before we landscaped the cow barn. So we're making hay and silage from the grass. Then from the hay and silage, we're making TMR. So there's 3 different TMR mixes. I've gone for the easiest one, just hay and silage. So that is now producing TMR. We're also producing liquid fertilizer from just digestate. So that will help with the coffee greenhouses. So yeah, that is the cow barn. We don't have any cows yet. We need to build the money up again. I have got a bit of a cunning plan to get some quick money. That's the plot next door that we've also bought, but I do need to do some more landscaping on that because it is a bit of a mess. So as you can see, we've got a little little area there which is a bit of an eyesore. So I'm going to mow all of this, basically all of this bit to the right of me, all the way up to the tree line and up to the river. So we'll mow all that and then I'll landscape it, probably so that there's a cliff face all the way along the back, along the tree line. And then when we've mowed the grass in the big grass field, I think I'll probably do the same with that. So then we've got one big cliff sort of face going all the way along the tree line there, and it will look a little bit tidier, I think. Plus the land will be flat as well. So to the left of the sloping road, I'm going to put a field in, and then when we've mowed this, I'm going to put a couple of fields in here probably. I do want to keep them a bit smaller. I think that sorghum field that we harvested last month is a little bit too big, so I want to kind of keep them small-ish really. I can't remember whether I actually planted this in last episode or not, but if not, I have done this between. So we've got corn and we've got barley in that one over there, and obviously I rolled both of those. I think I must have done it in the last episode. Must have done. I've spent a day or two doing all this sort of landscaping and getting all this right, so I've just completely forgotten what I've already done. But the last thing, I've put in this. So this is an old General Mill, I think it's called. Now, I didn't do any landscaping here and I didn't even mow the grass, but we own this bit. This is part of plot 20, or plot... I don't know why they have different numbers, but it's plot 39. So we've got all of this area here. So we've got these, basically all this to mow. Then we've got this little bit here and this bit here. So we're just going to basically mow all that and then flatten this bit and put some more fields in. The more fields, the better. But this is the General Mill. Old General Mill. So in this, now here's my what I'm pondering about, because we have the windmill which does oils and flour, but this old General Mill, I put it in because it does grape juice and it does sugar from sugar beet. So I can now set I already have actually set the grapes to distribute, so they'll come here and then we can make grape juice. But we also get a byproduct of pig food from each cycle, so we can build up the pig food and maybe get pigs and not have to worry about I've never really done pigs, just because it's such a faff with pig food, making pig food. all the different ingredients. So if we're going to be making pig food as a byproduct, because the sugar also does, and we're going to have a lot of that, so maybe we could have pigs as well for a change. But yeah, my sort of conundrum is whether to get rid of the windmill and just use this, because I've got olives and sunflowers all distributing, so some of them are going to come here now, as well as the windmill. So I'm thinking possibly just get rid of the windmill. I mean, what could do really? Where's my windmill gone? Yeah, old grain mill. So I know we can take out from here. I wonder if we could take the sunflowers and olives out and then just get rid of it. I'll have to try that in a minute. If we can, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to take all the products out, stop the productions, sell the windmill, and then just put everything in here and have it all in one. Say oils, flour, grape juice, sugar, and we'll have pig food as well. So yeah, that is what I've blown all my money on. But I think it's well invested for what we've got. So we've got a lot more land. We've got cows. We've got some new productions. So yeah, pretty chuffed. But we have some business to get down to, and that is sugar beet harvest. So I will see you over there shortly, and we can get cracked on with that. Here we are, the main event. So I think it's just a case of turning it on, and off we go. Finally getting our sugar beet harvested. So already at 20%. Yeah, we're going to be unloading quite a few times. So I haven't really got anything automated set up. I could put this on course play and set it to unload itself, but that will take a long time, and we are going to empty the Unimog and trailer quite often, because as it's set up now it will take 3.5 harvester loads, which is 34,000. So it's going to be quite a task harvesting this, but apologies, I know the last bit was quite a long, lengthy talking session, but I just wanted to show you all what I've been doing and where we're at, and explain where nearly £1 million has gone. Yeah, so that's full. So yeah, we haven't even done one row. So this is going to be quite interesting, I think. So while we're doing a little bit of this, I have put on my community feed about my Kalanovka series. So any regular viewers of that will be aware that I've had to stop that series. I've just ran into too many problems. Well, a particular problem, which was graphics. I've tried to rectify it, but nothing I did was working, so unfortunately that is it for that series. But I have put a poll on my YouTube for suggestions and what type of map and what type of or style of sort of playthrough that people would like to see next, which will be replacing Kalanovka. So if you haven't already, please have a look and cast your vote if you'd like to. I am looking to start something else in the next couple of weeks. This will obviously carry on, and Buckland will carry on for now. But yeah, I'd be interested to get your thoughts and what you'd like to see. So we haven't really got much else to do on the farm. Apart from this harvest. So I think we'll get the first load into the grain mill to start producing some sugar, and then I'll probably do a bit of a time lapse for the rest of this. So I'm sure you don't want to hear me droning on and on. Yeah, this is yielding very well, as root crops always do. So I could set this off on a worker and then just run alongside, but as I say, it's going to be a lot of running backwards and forwards to the grain mill to unload. So probably won't work very well in a time lapse. We'll see. I'll decide what I'm going to do. Just try and get a bit of a clearance at this end of the field to make it easier if I do put a worker on it. It does make a big difference when you're doing root crops with a slightly bigger width of header. If we didn't have this, we'd be using a trailed harvester, which would just take even longer. I hope you all had a good Easter weekend. I know that was last weekend now, but I have slowed down a little bit on videos recently. Which is probably why I've done a fair bit off camera. There will be a Buckland episode out in a few days, I think. But again, on that series, I've done a little bit, or quite a bit off camera, just because of personal situation at the moment. It's just a little bit harder to choose videos at the moment. So we're probably going to focus on this harvest in this episode, and then I'm probably going to be doing a few bits off camera again. Get some more fields ploughed out. Possibly seeded. But I think we're at that point now where there is quite a lot to do, and it's hard to sort of fit it all into an episode. I have kind of given up on the 1 month per episode. I don't know what others are doing. I know quite a few people have sort of finished with the challenge now, so I don't know what the remaining participants are doing, but I still haven't really watched much of other content creators' videos. I've seen a few bits and pieces, but from what I've heard and what I've seen, I think a lot of the smaller rules are sort of out of the window now. Obviously everyone is 100% sticking to the 200 horsepower, but I know Crestu has mentioned that is the main strict rule, if you like. So think it's a bit more relaxed on everything else. But yeah, the 1 month per episode one is one I'm not really sort of sticking to. So right, so got him on a worker. What's he doing? So let's just fill up the rest of this, and then we can take the first load and put it in the grain mill. See if we've got enough to completely fill it. No. There we go, fully loaded. So I wonder if we can get to the grain mill, unload and get back before he gets full again. I bet we can't. I have of course still got the wood, which we need to try and do something with. I did quickly try and get the olives and sunflower out of that windmill, but I couldn't, so we'll have to, I think we'll just have to cut our losses and delete it without with the stuff in it. May get paid for what's in there, but I have stopped the oil production in there, so now I did just place this mill. I didn't do any landscaping, so there are some ridges and we're gonna have to work around it, but yeah, so that's already come up saying the sugar beet harvester is 80% full. So I have noticed you can't, doesn't let you tip. Oh, there we go. I was going to say it doesn't let you tip while you're attached to a trailer, but it is now. So I just needed to go a bit further back. So let's go into the productions, and it's the wrong grain mill. So the other thing was, I don't know whether the recipes are the same on the flour and the oils. It's 950 to 760 oil. Olive oil takes water as well. Okay. Right, let's get the sugar. Oh, that needs water as well. Right. We actually lose some as well. Might be normal, I'm not sure, but so I think what I'm probably going to do is crack on with this sugar beet harvest. We'll get some water into the grain mill and we'll figure out what we're doing with the windmill. But I'll bring you back in when we're either completely done or almost done with the sugar beet harvest. I think we're just under halfway. Done 4 loads, so there's 136,000 in the mill at the moment, and I think this one is almost half full, so that'll be the 5th load. So I'm probably going to finish this off before the next episode, because I was thinking I'm going to go up to the shop, because I have a cunning plan. So I want to get 120 cows, and then they can breed away when they're ready and increase. Oops. We've already got around 45,000 litres of TMR in the farm production. Oh dear, I'm not doing very well. Mashing my new toy up. Yeah, 45,000 litres of TMR, and we've got 240,000 litres of straw in the silo up at the BJ. So I'm going to buy some cows, put some TMR in, and some straw. But to do that, I'm going to need some more money. Really can't control this at high speeds. Yeah, so I need some money because the cows are going to be 140,000, and that is just for the... Oh, whoops. Yeah. And as if by magic, we're fine. I don't know where I was going then. I just lost my bearings and steered a little bit too sharply. So yeah, sheep are cows are going to be 140 grand. I am buying the mid-sized, so not calves but not fully grown. I think it's the heifers. So they will still produce milk, but they won't reproduce straight away, and they'll probably eat a little less food to start with. So I've come up here because you may have guessed I'm going to collect a few collectibles. So I think I know where there's 5. And they are worth 50 grand each. So that's 1. I think I know where there's... It's either 4 or 5 up here. I did have a quick look around. Now, the reason is because I know other people have collected them. And yeah, I mean, it is going to pay for the cows, but I was going to say it's not going to benefit us. But of course it is, because we're going to have cows that will produce milk, which will produce us money. So would have been a little bit of a false statement. Now I've got to try and remember where the other 2 were. Definitely 5 up here. There's 1 there. So where was the other one? Oh, I can't remember. duh, duh, duh. Maybe I only saw 4 then. I'm almost certain there was another one. And now I've lost it. Got this one, didn't we? Yeah. No. Right, okay. Maybe it was only 4 that I saw. Yeah, it must have been. But still, 200 grand. Not to be sniffed at. So. Right. So I don't really know where the other ones could be, because there's none at the starter farm, and there's nowhere else on the map where they could be, so they must be in fields somewhere, maybe on bridges, tucked between the rocks maybe. So the other things I want to get are at some point we're going to need to get a bucket for the telehandler for manure, etc. We are going to need a trailer that can tip wow. Right, let's try something then. Let's see how good you are. Oh, wrong button. Will this work? Never actually tried. Never actually tried doing that. There we go. Oh, what are the chances of that? Oh, that nearly worked. I was going to have a look on that bridge and see if there was another game cassette, but I mean they could just be on the rafters or on the rocks. Don't know where else they could be hidden, really. And I've still got 16 to find, so yeah, we won't waste any more time. Still a bit bumpy on here. Let's go and buy some cows. Right, so we want the heifers. So they're 12 months old. They will still give us milk, I think. It's not as much as when they're fully grown. So 60, 70,800. There we go, 120 cows. And it goes. Are there any in the barn? Nope, all outside. So yeah, I need to get some TMR over here and some straw. But yeah, coming along very nicely. So again, I'm going to get a few bits done between now and the next episode. And we will be in April next time. So thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.